How's it going? As the movie camera is moving. The movie camera is moving. Did that purposely. Anyway, today we have an awesome book. So Steven Pressfield, his books have been in my Amazon shopping cart or to buy later for at least 2 years. And we're talking at least 4 of his books. Finally, out of someone's recommendation, they said you have to pick up this book. It's called The War of Art, and it's amazing. It's a game changer. It really is. It's one of those books that finally put into words how I feel when I need to go and ask for business. So I'm in real estate. This is my company, and essentially we work by referral, but how we work by referral is that we go out and we ask for business. And I always have resistance, as Steven Pressfield calls it, towards asking for business. The fear of failure, the fear of them saying no, the fear of embarrassment, or of them saying, oh, he's not busy enough, or whatever just comes through my mind at that very moment, or calling on owners that are selling on their own for sale by owners, or any time that I am going to release, like I just released a new website, what are the people going to think? So, you know what's funny is I just noticed I wasn't even looking at the lens. But he breaks it down into, it's a very short read. You know, some of them are only, you know, you can see it, very short chapters, which honestly I finished it in 2 days, and I could have finished it in a day. I just, you know, didn't have time to, you know, which is also a story. But anyway, he breaks it down to 3 parts within the book. The first part he calls resistance, defining resistance, or as he calls it, defining the enemy, which it is, resistance. Resistance asking that girl on a date. I'm a single guy. Asking a girl out on a date, I get resistance. What if she says no? What if I look bad? What if other people laugh? We have this, and it's funny because your resistance could be going to the gym, waking up early, starting a venture, reading a book, eating well, you know, asking someone to marry you, asking for a divorce, having kids, asking for a raise. I don't know what your resistance is, but everyone has resistance. If we did not have resistance, this world would be totally blissful, and there would be no fear, and there would be no cortisol, which is the stress hormone going through our bodies, which I actually just reviewed the book, The Upside of Stress by Kelly McGonigal. I gotta get her name right, but that's a good book as well. So, defining the enemy, which is resistance. The second part, which is pretty much overcoming it, but the way he says it, so he says combating resistance, but essentially he calls it turning pro. And he says pros are consistent every day. When they don't want to go to the gym, they go to the gym. When it's raining out, they go to the gym. And you think of any athlete that you know the name of. Let's just call Michael Jordan. He practices before practice, he practices after practice, he practices after practice, and he does it when he doesn't feel like it, when he's sick, when he's hurt, when he's in a bad mood, when he's shooting like crap. Whatever the case is, he still goes to the gym. So the first is about what is the enemy. Number 2 is combating the enemy, which is resistance. How do you combat it? And he brings up so many examples. It really is a book that I'm going to reread. And this is the kicker. The book was great, and then he came out with the third part, which is beyond resistance. And he calls it the higher realm. And I'll give you a little heeding of advice or whatever, is that he brings up God and universe or spirit or whatever you want to call it. I don't really care, but he brings it up, and he brings it up to the fact that fear is something that there's the true self, and then there's the spirit self. So the true self, people feel that when I say that you are ugly, or you're fat, or you're stupid, or you're gonna fail, that people take that personally, and they feel like it's them, and it's like someone says you're stupid, and they just get offended. And he says the true self, capital S, does not get offended because it's all encompassing. So in other words, it's really hard to talk about because he does it so eloquently. But essentially he talks about your body, which is like your flesh, is different than your spirit or your I forgot how he refers it to, but yourself. Actually, that's how he says. Yourself is not your skin, but yourself is your creativity, your ideas, your dreams and your goals. That's yourself. Your body is not yourself. And we feel that our body is ourself. So when we were born into this body, and we now identify with this body. Whatever happens to this body, whatever religion or height or gender or part of the world that we come from, we just identify that instead of your actual self, which is, I want to write a book, I want to start a new venture or business, or whatever the case is, whatever your resistance is, whatever you were put here for is your true self. Anything that takes you away from yourself is what he calls your ego, your enemy, resistance, or anything that's selfish. It's selfish not to do what you really want to do, as he says. It's actually, you're not only are you doing yourself bad, but you're also doing the world bad. And I cannot, I read both of these books back to back, one of them Upside of Stress, but the one that I'm reviewing now, which is The War of Art, I cannot recommend this book enough. It's a short read. It's more than 5 out of 6 stars. More out of 5 out of 6. It's more out of 5 out of 5 stars. It's a quick read. I'm definitely going to reread this one. Steven Pressfield, he's very candid in here. He brings his own stories up and how he was a failure of 18 movie scripts or 18 book scripts or something until he was 40. And I was discussing that with someone in the elevator today. Imagine being in your 40s and you failed so much. You just hit this wall and you just say, enough is enough. But what if you just say that now? Whether you're 60 or 70 or 25, what if you say enough is enough? This world needs my book, my music, my job, my giving, my charity, whatever the case is, whatever you want to create. So the book is War of Art. You can see how passionate I am. Huge fan of Steven Pressfield. I went on YouTube. There's not many YouTube videos. I wish he would do more YouTube videos. I wish he did a little more social media. He puts all of his time into his books. He also wrote 2 other ones that are along the similar lines, Turning Pro, Doing the Work, and Warrior Ethos. I have not read those, but I definitely will. Anyway, subscribe to my 2 favorite social media networks, YouTube and Instagram. Talk to you guys soon.